Enjoyed your talk. Thank you.
Thank you.
My question is, given the importance of productiveness and just work in general to happiness, to what degree do you think people can make trade-offs between work and like romantic relationships or family without undercutting their happiness?
Well, yeah, again, an interesting question. I guess I'm hesitating a little bit because I'm not sure that trade-offs is a very natural way of thinking and talking about, you know, the relative value of different things, different ends in our lives. Excuse me. I do think productive work is central because of our fundamental nature in the need to literally make a living and make it in the sense of satisfying our material needs. It's got to be central in that it's an ongoing prerequisite of happiness, of flourishing, that you have enough material goods and so on. There's also, though, the spiritual dimension that work itself gives you. You know, I talked a little bit about how, well, when you've made some money, you can have more options. This was the point about money is time, right? It gives you more choice, more control, more discretion over how you use your time and all. But also, your productive work is demanding of your mind as well as your physical labor in ways that are themselves tremendously satisfying and give you a different kind of satisfaction from even those people who you care most about in this world, because again, your actions simply have more control over what it is you're doing in the pursuit of a productive career, and that's going to give you a different kind of efficacy and a different kind of satisfaction. So I wouldn't, again, it's a complicated, somewhat psychological question, somewhat, not completely, but a person needs to think carefully about the relative value of different of the major ends in his life. One of which, ideally is romantic love and commitment. And there can be different periods, different phases in a life when it makes sense for you to be spending more time on her and a little less time on the career. But other times where it might make more sense, all things considered what's going on in your situation, in her situation, and so on, to give more time to the relationship. So I don't think there's a kind of code here for, well, relationships should get, 7% of your time. And, working out, like at the gym, that should get X% of the week. And this should get, and productive work, that's got to get X%. It's going to vary depending on the actual circumstances, the nature of the work, the nature of the relationship, but also what needs are at a given time. I mean, there are going to be times where a relationship needs more attention or a person needs more attention, and you want to give it because, hey, this is important that we get through this challenge or something like that. So this is when we need Fraser to give the psychological advice.